Nicole made her way to check on the cats in treatment. Not far from the building, a carrier caught her eye. Confused, she thought that one of the other volunteers must have left it outside by mistake. The evening air was getting colder, and she didn't want any of the cats to be exposed to the elements. So, without a second thought, Nicole decided to take the carrier inside the center. However, as she picked up the carrier, her heart skipped a beat. She realized that the carrier was not empty. Panic set in as she looked inside, and she got a chilling sensation running down her spine. Inside the carrier was a cat, a helpless creature, its face almost completely covered with tightly wrapped duct tape. Only a small hole at the nose, just a few millimeters wide, prevented the poor animal from suffocating. Nicole's mind raced, her hands trembling. She couldn't believe the cruelty of the person who had done this. Her eyes welled with tears as she struggled to comprehend the horror before her. She knew she had to help, but it was risky to remove the tape without scissors or a knife. The fur and the muzzle could be damaged. She didn't have anything to cut the tape with. Desperate and frantic, Nicole pulled out her phone and called her boyfriend, Brett. Together, they carefully began the painstaking task of removing the tape from the cat's face. The feline, which they later named Lucky, endured the process with surprising patience, as if it understood that these two kind-hearted souls were there to save its life. Once the tape was finally removed, Lucky let out a weak meow, and her relieved breath warmed their hands. Her face was swollen and red, but she was alive. They gently cradled her, offering food and water. Judging by the way the animal greedily devoured both, it was clear she hadn't been fed in a long time. A little more, and she would have died in terrible agony. The rescue center immediately provided Lucky with the medical care she needed, tending to her wounds and ensuring her recovery. Her once traumatized eyes began to shine with hope, gratitude, and trust. However, the heart-wrenching mystery remained unsolved. Despite their best efforts, it was not possible to find the person who had committed this heinous act. The surveillance cameras that were in front of the Animal Rescue Center had not captured the perpetrator's face. The footage only showed a young man driving up in an SUV, leaving the carrier behind callously.